Welcome back.
Timed it well.
Welcome back to another episode.
Boop 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 boom. We have the meats.
We have the meats
We have the meats
that taste like this.
that taste like charcoal lighter fluid. I bought that long
look
ago
at
so
that.
we could do a skit and we never used it.
I know. We will.
We still gotta burn our Deadpool stuff.
I have the pot still. I kind of have been waiting for the court case to come to an end. It seems like
Didn't it get dismissed?
I don't know.
I thought it got dismissed.
Giving up. I'm following up with that stuff because
Yeah, I think it was it wasn't like a $400 million suit or something like that. I'm pretty sure it got dismissed, and then that was kind of people were like, okay, that's just the end of it. Because they're like, I don't think people knew who won. We don't know whose side to be on. So who knows? And all the stories out there being monopolized by aliens and stuff like that. Oh, what?
It ended.
Okay.
Oh shit! Finally, just recently.
Yeah,
Yes.
It all finally came to a head.
Did it?
Only with the intimacy coordinator there, yes.
Yes.
She had to make sure she deep-throated properly.
I
don't want to see any throat bulge.
Wow.
Open that up.
Wow. Are we talking about a movie or are we talking about a corn movie?
What's corn? Oh, YouTube. Yeah. I don't do
corn, like corn on the cob.
I don't do censoring well. So yeah.
I just say it like that so I don't get in trouble because it takes me a long time to load these videos.
Yeah.
And the last episode we had took me 2 days. I don't know if it was YouTube reviewing it. I don't know. I don't care. But
they said New World Order. Get them.
Yeah, remember how they put that little Wikipedia thing? And I'm like...
and it's like, yeah, it's exactly what we said.
Yeah. Thank you for defining it.
That's what a New World Order is. But no, so here we are. We're back. And so how are you? This is a catching up with how things are with us.
I have come to the realization that I have, I guess, in true personality of me, I really am getting to the point of just, I don't give a fuck. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. You and I both have been going through things. Work has been atrocious. I don't think I've given a work update. I don't really want to because it's just so much. And me, physically and personally, I've been going through a lot. Months of pain and unexplainable things, going to doctors, and I'm just tired, Brian. I'm tired. I'm trying to do stuff that's fun,
right?
So I can get some kind of stress relief or actually enjoy some time. And thankfully, things have been good in that area, but it's exhausting. I think I've said this before. Depression is a seasonal thing.
Yeah.
And I don't feel depressed. I'm stressed as far as work and my dad, his illness and just things like that, but I don't feel oh, I'm depressed because woe is me or my life sucks, that kind of stuff. But it's just crazy how it catches up with you because I literally had to explain to someone that I think it was at work, I said, I'm here, but I'm not here.
All right.
Physically, I'm here, but I'm so exhausted. I feel like I need to be sleeping. I'm so tired.
Your eyes feel heavy all the time.
Yeah, I feel like I have raccoon eyes. And dry.
Things feel warm behind your eyes. You just feel
my eyeballs are constantly on fire, and I thought it was work, but I think it's just, I literally am push, keep going, day by day, work. And then it's just you reach your breaking point, and even then, I think last night was the first night that I was just having a good time, actually fully committed, having a good time, laughing, and not feeling so exhausted. But then when we got home, I was wiped out.
Yeah.
I was passing out, and so it's just crazy how that mentality where you're just go, do your routine, do your schedule stuff, but then you just hit those walls where you're like, why am I so tired? You literally feel yourself dragging.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. How about you?
And I'm getting to that exhaustion point.
Yeah.
Mom had her surgery, and while the procedure itself was fine,
mm-hmm.
it's I know that people can have adverse reactions to general anesthetic. I mean, I read on it. They can be confused, not know where they are, agitation, delirium, dehydration, the whole nine. But it's just my stress levels are just because I don't, it's like with your dad. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard watching someone that's always been so sharp, so together, always took care of everything, just not know even where she is. Like I said, the procedure went fine, but she ended up getting so confused that she tried to get out of her bed, to find her purse, thinking she had to pay for something, and fell. Face planted.
At the hospital?
Yeah. Had a cut on her eyebrow and her lip. And she had to actually end up getting a CAT scan, which, of course, in a hospital, even in a hospital, takes hours. Mm-hmm. And that was Thursday, and she's still, the anesthesia is still going through. And so she calls myself on 11. She thinks she's in a forest. All these people are wandering and walking around, but we've all abandoned her. And why can't we let her come home? And where's her sister? And where am I? And why are we forsaking her? And we talk her out of that and call the nurse station and get them in there just to calm her. And then 2 hours later, 1 a.m, called back again. I'm in a hotel. I don't know where I am. All these people are walking by and you don't want me anymore. You're never going to see me again. All this just going nuts. So my aunt's in the next room, so I walked in there and just shook her. I was like, you gotta go down there. Thankfully, she came down for this, but so she had to get up and go stay the night, talk her down so she could sleep, and the whole next day was still, why was I in the hospital? It's it's so hard to go through that to where somebody you care about doesn't know what's going on. And I kept saying it's just you just got to wear through it. It's just got to work through her system. And in the fall, probably the bump on her didn't help. Their original 1.5 years ago concussion with the short-term memory issues. And it's just she finally comes home Saturday and had a decent day, but then today had a little meltdown because she's starting to feel again because anesthesia is working. So now she's got pain and the tension in her neck's returning, the anxiety that so she's like, what's wrong with me? I'm tired of being like this. Is something wrong? I don't want to go back. You guys are going to put me in a home and it's like, because like I said, the depression is so strong. And it's like, I want to get her to this therapist as soon as she's able, but it's worn so much. I barely eat. Thankfully, my boss let me stay home for 2 days because I couldn't have gone back and forth Friday and Saturday. So my sister had a bowling event, and you can't, you don't want to mess with that. So I would have to. So my aunt left to come home to get her hearing aids and stuff. And in the 20 minutes between because she had company there, so my aunt's like, I'm gonna run home while you have company. I guess the ladies left about 15 minutes as my aunt's on the way back, and sure enough, I go, have you seen my sister? Have you seen her? Because being alone is just freaking her out because she doesn't know where she's at. Because she's like, well, because I think they moved me to the hospital, so I don't know where. I want to make sure you guys can find me. It's like, it's rough. So it's like even like I said last night, being able to get out and do something just fun and just hope the phone doesn't ring and hope everything's okay. And while my aunt's here, I should be able to do some things. But when she leaves on Friday, it's like, I have 4 days to get her on track and get her strong. She was doing some of her puzzles today, and she was organizing her stuff. So it's like I can tell, and she was problem solving because my aunt and uncle live in California. They're getting dumped with rain, and I guess he called because water was coming up from the patio into their home. And they have those little inflatable dams and stuff that you could.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, I only have 2 of them. I don't know what to do. Mom was like, do this and tie them together and place them here and run off here. So it's like she knows how to problem solve still. She knows how, But just when anything goes wrong, or she gets a pain, or it just spirals into tears, and I'm not right, and what is wrong with me, and I just feel like I'm just being eaten away every single time, moment by moment, each day that goes by. It's like I keep telling myself right now, every day it's gonna get a little better. She had her moments before surgery. The cat's inside. I'm like, yeah, oh, okay. Sometimes I'd be in my room. She's like, I didn't know you were here. She has little issues like that, but nothing that. But this whole thing, when it's something I think is going to be improving her quality of life and helping her once it's all said and done. But man, I didn't think that we'd have this level of just confusion and being lost, and thinking she's in a forest. She's like, I thought I was in a forest, and I could see you all standing there, and you were all just like laughing, and no one would come over. Like I would, and that's her trauma, because she feels abandoned her whole life. She feels like the family doesn't care about her. Her two brother and sister are much older, and she had to take care of my grandpa, her dad, who had Parkinson's and then a stroke, and then lost sense of who he was, and then her mom, who ended up with cancer and then deteriorating. My dad, who had all of his health issues and died in the hospital after surgery. So it's like, I think it's a lot. And then my sister, who's 50 and is a 5-year-old, and she's never clear of that. So that's why I moved in. But it's just, you're right. It's hard to kind of gather again. Like right now, like I just feel that exhaustion behind my eyes. Like my eyes want to close, and I've gotten like 9 hours of sleep each night the last 2 nights because I felt more comfortable at home. But then dealing with it, and one thing pops, and you're just like, now I'm exhausted again. And there's no rest, and there's no reprieve, and there's all I can think about is if she loses it and doesn't remember she has to take care of herself. What do I do? Because then I got two people to take care of.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm stuck at right now.
It's a lot to take. I think it would be different if it's called adulting. We've talked about it because it seems like people are having a hard time adulting. And I don't mean like our situation. I mean like general, just work, life. That just going to work is an issue for society today for some reason. For the younger generation, I literally I've been dealing with on and off pains for like, I want to say over 3 months now, and it has subsided. I think actually before I left for the trip to Oregon. Okay. I was dealing with severe pain like a month before that. So it's probably been longer than 3 months. Yeah, almost 4 months now. And then when I came back, I was trying to deal with that, go to the appointments. Of course, nothing's ever found or wrong. So that messes with you too, like psychologically, because you're just like, what the fuck am I feeling? And then they say, and then I hate this response because I'm like, I don't feel this. They're like, you think it's just the stress? And I'm like, what stress? Work? I've worked every day since the age of 14. Right. And so I'm just like, how is that going to be affecting me? But it's true, like build up years of having stressful jobs, and then like any little trigger, like this week I think on Thursday, I had someone from a different department just reply back to something I had sent them, and I immediately felt the blood boil from all the way up to my head, and I was like ready to lose it. Yeah. And I was like, this is not good. This is not good. And I had 2 days of work where I was by myself manning a whole department. Wow. And that was a lot. That was Thursday and Friday. And so now I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. I wasn't going to do it, but I think maybe something in my gut is telling me to go do blood work. So I'm going to go do blood work. Even if they say no, I'll be like, just write the order. You'll get paid. Yeah. But it's tough because the pains, like right now I have a pain right here, and it does debilitate you, especially if you've been in pain for a long time. I hate that question if you go to the doctor or hospital and they're like, how long have you been in pain? What, on a scale of 1 to 10, how's your pain? And I'm like, right here, right now, it's a 10. Like, but you can't ask me how long have I had this pain, because I've been living life and go, work, get done with work. I gotta take the dog out. I gotta do this. Like, you have a routine, right? Yeah. After work, you have a routine. Yep. So like, there's so much going on. I don't pay attention to this. It's only when the moments that it's like, I could be going, and then I'm like, like we could be at an event, and then I'll be like, and I have a pain
Right.
that's so unbearable. But in the meantime, in reality, I've had this pain all day. So like those kind of questions infuriate me. But then at the same time, shows how like on the go everything is for me. And that's a lifestyle that I thought I would grow out of moving from New York to here. It doesn't. You'll always have that lifestyle, that fast paced lifestyle. Um, and then when a couple months ago when the specialist I went to said, "Do you think it's stress with your dad?" and I was like, "No, because he has progressed to the point where you think I would be stressed. That already happened months ago, so it shouldn't be that." Then I'm like, maybe I don't know. I don't feel, and it comes in waves. Things when you think you experience what you need to experience in the moment, it's not always like that. 3 months later, you could start crying over someone who passed away 6 years ago because it hits you then, and it's that's kind of like what we were talking about before we started recording. Like it may hit your mom in waves, like with all the, like you said, the trauma response or whatnot. But it's very difficult, and I also feel like in the world we live in, there's a lot going on, and although we may like look away or just go, I'm not dealing with this right now, or like listening to it, it still affects us somehow. And just listening to people or hearing things and stuff. So I try not to let things bother me, but it's hard when you work with people who just act a certain way, behave like, I'm sure you deal with that every day, and it just it not lingers. It's just like it's in your face constantly. So what are you gonna do? Just like ignore. You can only ignore something so long, for so long.
It's hard. And then when you do go through this stuff like extreme pain or stuff like this, where you have like I've got these people to take care of, and then you do go in the workplace around the world. People are like you said, the work ethic, bitching about stuff that's just and you're like, man, I wish that was my problem.
Yeah.
But that's not fair. I know that's not fair because we all handle things differently, but it's
but some of these things are ridiculous.
They are. And it's like, I can handle, like with me, I can handle like my sister thing is, it is what it is. Like my mom just was dealing with pain and I needed to help with pain meds and managing that. But it's when it's cognitive issues, when it's memory issues, and it's extreme depression issues that just send her to where it's like she can't function. And thankfully there's no agitation yet to where, there's no lashing out or anything like that. But it's hard for me because, so like today I want to just say, just shut up and deal with it. You're fine. Okay, your heart's fluttering. Sit down, chill, drink a glass of water, just breathe a little bit, deep breaths, and because that's what she would have told me the whole growing up. And it's so hard because the person who taught you how to manage adversity or manage illness, manage symptoms, they can't figure out how to manage calming themselves down. And it's just, like I said, I'd rather her have had complications as far as painful stuff.
Right.
It's as kind of sad as that sounds. Than this. I can't. It's so hard to just see someone just be toppled and not have any inner strength and mental strength anymore. And it's like, I got it. And the thing is, she was pushing so hard before the surgery to get the house and the backyard and everything cleaned up because she loves gardening and doing work, and it's so good for her. So I'm still just in here saying, let's just get through the surgery sort of so she can be active, and then maybe that. And some of her people at our church did step up because, again, the isolation. But it's just, we talk about mental health a lot. We talk about getting yourself help a lot. Therapy is important. Going outside, like you always close it, touch grass or anything. Yeah. And it's so, I see how important it is because you hold on to it, you bottle up. We know some people, talk to people that are going through stuff. And it's like, even me, I know I probably should at some point go in and see someone because at some point you are going to crack. You are going to break. Yeah. I think that's what I'm seeing with her, that all that trauma just flooded out. and she's kind of cracked, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, please don't say that this is like broke her. So I'm looking for all the things today, all the little normals. He's like looking out, and okay, she's doing a puzzle. Thank God, that's normal. Okay, she organized her pill caddy. Thank God, that's normal. She knows what pills to put in what days. Okay, thank God, that's normal. But the therapy is the key, and that's for all of us. It's just life is going to beat the hell out of you.
Oh yeah.
And it's not going to stop. This thing where people think life has to be fair and life has to be equal and just, and I've been staying off the reels and stuff, and staying off Facebook, all those things, scrolling for stuff we talk about and stuff I post, because I would watch these debates and these back and forth, and it's like none of this matters.
Yeah.
And when you look at the real life implications of getting older, of having parents that get older, of illness, of surgeries, and it's like these people are arguing about stuff that none of us had to encounter because it was 200 years ago. Stuff that, going on today, like the alien crap, and it's like, we'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
There are people literally stressing out there, and it's like, dude, you got a life to figure out. And I don't know, so that's why I'm glad that we took a moment of pause to not dive back into our heavier topics, because it's just, this is the mental health stuff that's important to make sure people know. And when we talk about this, I'm sure, I don't want to speak for you, but I think we're in the same way. We're not trying to say this to say, oh, poor guys, poor me. But just to say, we're all dealing with shit. And it's just, you got to find a way to manage it, to manage yourself, to self-therapy yourself if you don't have someone, to understand that, we can get through it. And there's more important things out there than sometimes what we think. And it's just, you got to get out there and enjoy the moments like last night that we did at the event.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow there's going to be something that we have to navigate through. So when you get a chance to go outside, you got to go outside. You can't just continue to sit inside doom scrolling and bitching online about what people are, because especially stuff that's going on 3,000 miles away, and it doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. You got to take care of yourself, your friends, your family, the people you care about, because one trip, one faulty ladder, anything, and everything can change.
Yeah, I think I was getting to that point too with the things we do. Everything we talk about is real. Everything we do as far as reels is real. We enjoy doing the stuff that we do. The events and markets that we go to, it's not to show off.
No. Not
to be like, oh, look at us. No, we do this because this is our escape. We've said that. Like all these horror conventions we go to, or like these it's our escape, because our 9 to 5 or like whatever time frame is exhausting, and we deal with people who unfortunately victimize themselves over the most insignificant things compared to what we've talked about, what goes on in our personal life. And I just think that is the biggest thing that I wish people would understand. I understand that you may be going through something that can be very detrimental to you. But a lot of what we see in society is just jumping on a bandwagon. Oh, these group of people are suffering in this way, like, so I'm a advocate for that, and I'm a suffer too. No, that you can't do that. You're not in their shoes. And like I might come off a little hypocritical. I just am tired of seeing that kind of stuff. I'm tired of people at work acting like they know what they're doing and they don't. I literally you have to put yourself in my shoes where like we went from a department that had 6 people to now 2. Yeah. So me and another person is doing the job of a total of 6 people. And then they give us some help, but they don't really help. Even with all the training we've done, they still don't help. They just create bigger issues. And doesn't seem like people understand that. But also, if I went from a department of 6, which included a supervisor, and they're no longer there, there's only 2 of us, and then I'm told these are your 3 people you could talk to that would be considered a supervisor. Yeah. And when I ask for something, they don't know. What the fuck do you mean you don't know? You're a supervisor. How the fuck did you get to a supervisor level? Yeah. And I'm being vulgar because in my world, and I would think common sense, that's the biggest thing, logic and common sense for me. How could you be a supervisor and not know how to do something? You have the ability to delete certain things that is considered a legal document, and you are basically asking me, how do I do this, or what are you talking about?
Right.
What the fuck do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah.
So that infuriates me, the lack of people not wanting to work. People questioning something in my department when they have no idea what our department does, or they assume that we literally kick our feet up and do nothing all day. But yeah, it's just things like that that infuriate me. Family stuff, again, the audacity of some people, family and friends, that plays a toll as well. I'm very good at like shutting people out. But the problem is, if I get to that point where I don't like you, or I don't like your behavior, there's no going back. I've told Katie that I haven't reached out to certain people. People will influx me with like messages or reels and stuff like that, and I don't reply back or look at them because I'm not ready to speak with you, because I'm at that point where it's like, if you continue to behave this way, I'm gonna end our friendship. So it's bad. There's a lot of things going on, but this right here, this and on the web, it's a show. Are there people going through real stuff? Yes, but I don't believe it with reels and stuff like that. I don't believe it because a lot of it is influencers trying to get that clout. A lot of it is a two-party system that's trying to just create more division. One of the people that we follow on our podcast, all of a sudden changed his tune about something, and I'm tired of seeing the reels, and I so badly want to comment and be like, what happened? What are you doing?
Oh, really?
But I know that this is all a show, so I have my popcorn ready, and I try to look at it that way. It's just, it's a lot. I think I know I've hit a wall, because I have told the intern many times, I was like, I'm getting to my breaking point. And with work, I was very surprised that I was okay on Friday, and got up the next day and worked even more and did stuff because I don't have the energy. I would love to finish stuff, but I can't. Yeah. Today I slept in, and as the intern, it took me forever to wake up.
To get going.
I told her, like, you gotta give me. I even told Obi, I was like, give me a minute. I'm still in like dreamland. Like I couldn't get out of it because I was so tired. But last night at the event we went to, it was really. It's amazing how much it helped me, because I've always said, like, I always say I'm a social butterfly, but I can tell you that I'm not, because I don't like certain people's behavior, so it shuts me off. But when I do get the ability to socialize with someone and it's a great interaction, it recharges me. So I felt recharged last night. And we did fun things. I'm a foodie.
Yeah, good
We're
food.
foodies, so like the food recharges me even more. Like the fact that I'm like, this is so good.
Good food.
Yeah, and just getting the things that I needed. I was able to get some things for my parents. Going to my parents and my dad with his dementia, Alzheimer's, it's rough. You're right. The cognitive stuff, it is a brutal battle.
To keep calm, I think, is one of the hardest things.
It is, and my mom's a caretaker of my dad, and it takes a toll on her, and you try to be there as much as you can. And I literally told her on Thursday, when I hit a wall, I literally told her, I said, I don't know how you do it. I literally went to the restroom to brush our master bathroom to brush my teeth, and like I had no energy, like, and I told her, I was like, I don't know how you do it. You take care of yourself and my dad, and then I know you're in pain. I know you're tired. She has diabetes, so like this is stressful, and that affects her. Mm-hmm. I don't know how she does it. I told her, I was like, I don't know how you do it. Moms. We know a couple from like the events that are moms, and I'm like, how do you do it with 4 kids?
That's crazy.
We have our godson. She works and she has her 4 children. One of them goes to school. I mean, like, how? I don't know the ability. I literally, I think on Thursday when we met, I was like, I don't know how I'm still standing here. Like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
To have dinner and stuff. So.
Yeah, because you're not used. I'm not made for this.
No.
I'm not made to make sure 2 people have everything they need and are taken care of. And
no.
Yeah, I don't. Especially when the one's been the one that's taking care of everything for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they do it. And like for me, I'm just like I said, I'm just keeping fingers crossed that we just need to clear all the surgical hurdles, get into the therapy, and then things will never be the same, but they'll be manageable.
Yeah, it can get to the point of being managed.
I don't have to like sit like right now. I have my phone propped up, hoping that I don't see her
a
phone pop up because she forgot I was. Even though there's someone with her right now, but once she's gone, if I come over here, she's like, "Hey, I don't see you in your room. Where are you?" I hope I don't have to. I hope that clears up because I don't. That's the hardest part. I don't wish that on anybody, and then.
But the biggest thing with depression and anxiety, fatigue, memory loss, and what was the other one I was gonna say? Those are the two things where it seems like common is fatigue and memory loss. But emotionally, yes, there's a lot of outbursts. There's a lot of stuff like that. I was noticing. I want to say like not last week, the week before. I would get done with work and the intern would come home and I would be in such a bad mood, and I was like, I think work is really affecting me, even though I don't feel like it's affecting me. My mood. If I'm in a bad mood, why am I in a bad mood? Work. Yeah. So it's hard. Yes, I always say go outside, touch grass, because every morning that I go take Obi out for a walk, it is refreshing to be in the cool air, walking alongside him, or even running in the grass. It's just those things recharge me. Those things get you out of the zone of being in an office, being out of the workplace, and that's why we push for that. And I could tell when we went to Dutch Bros on Saturday, and one of the girls, she remembers us, and she remembered us from when we had told her we were going to do a foodie meet Reina, the food competitive eater.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, that sounds so cool," because they're nice, they're talkative, and they're like, "Oh, what do you have planned?" And I told her, and we've seen her like 2 more times, and then this weekend we saw her, and she's like, "How are you? How you been? Have you done any exciting events?" And I was like, "How do you remember?" And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
So I told her we were going to like this event, this market, and she was like, "Oh my gosh," she's like, "That's so much fun." And it kind of saddened me a little bit because I was like, do you not go?
Do you not get to go and enjoy them, or is it just like, oh, market's good, I can go work?
Yeah, or like, I mean, I remember when I was in my 20s, I would go out and have fun a lot more than wanting to work, right? Or even the same amount as work and going out to have fun, like literally no sleep sometimes. But it kind of like made me take a step back and realize, wow, do this generation really not understand having the time to go do these like self-care things, like go out, try something new, or like even if it's as simple as trying a new restaurant, or like I don't know, it kind of like took me back, but I was happy to hear. I'm gonna give her our podcast next time.
Yeah,
be like, follow us so you can go to all these events.
The event last night was. It's interesting because you get there and suddenly it's just gone from, oh hey, it's you, good to see you, to come here, and it's like hug. And I was like, yeah. Like, okay.
I was like, oh, I guess we have come here pretty often, or we know these people.
It's a way for everyone, and it is good because it's a way for people all of us to connect. And while even though the people running it, it's a lot of work that they put together, but I think during that 4 hours that it's open, it's just there now to be enjoyed and to be around people who have similar likes and interests and stuff like that. And I was talking to the girl before you got there at the Jeep that, and I've said it to a few other people. It's like, I don't get specific because I know my worldviews are completely different from yours. We can have all these different views and opinions on everything and what's going on outside of these events and what's going on. But when we come here, we're all here for the same reason, for the same thing. For the food, for the crafts, for the art, for the laughs and the little, high fives and everything like that. And it's vital because, like I've said, and we've been saying this for 35 minutes, is life's gonna keep beating the crap out of you. So and pretty much everybody, even the people that probably you think have a good life or pretty well off.
Oh yeah.
There's still it's just for some reason it's just the nature of the beast, but. I can't keep saying that, especially with this. It's like, cause like I said, I was so exhausted for a couple of days, and I said, "What eating?" And then last night got to eat, good grilled cheese and had some food, and I felt energized, like to where I was going home, and I was still like crossing my fingers, please be okay, please everything be okay when I get home, and it was. I mean, I had to stop to get some Tylenol, but that's the least of my worries.
Versus like, where are you? I'm abandoned.
Or I forgot you were gone.
Yeah.
Because that's the weirdest thing. The few times I've been sitting there, and she's like, "I didn't know you were here." Like, and it's that doesn't worry me as much. It's just she gets so because she does when she gets caught up in her puzzles and her Sudoku, she loses time.
Yeah.
Because she gets so wrapped up in them, and it's like sometimes even I get home late.
But that's good.
The front doors are not even locked. It's like, holy crap!
Oh shit.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. Like okay. But yeah, so it's like I just as exhausted, mentally drained as I am in this moment. I can just cross my fingers that this will just pass through healing.
Yes.
And at least go back to where things were before. Because leading right up to the day before surgery, everything was just fine. The other times that I say, I'm going out, I'm going to go record, I'm going to do some shot. Oh, you're going to be gone? It's like, yeah, especially when if my sister has an event. She's like, oh, so maybe by my house myself for an hour? Like, for an hour, yeah. And then my sister comes up, she's going to go right to bed, so you're still going to be by yourself.
Yeah. Someone's here, but you're by yourself.
So it's finding a balance, finding a way to find the things that you can unwind, de-stress, no matter what that is. Find a hobby.
Yeah.
That's not just binge watching a show. I mean, that can help in a way, but because it can turn everything off. But like I said, as much as I'm not a social person, really, I'm finding, like I said, I am in my comfort zone. You know, I go play volleyball. I'm more social when I do. Now, we have another event coming up on the 29th, in which I'm going to know like 7-8 vendors, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'll be in my element talking to them, and you'll be there, and she'll be there, and so it's important to have these things, so that way when you go back into your, like you said, your workspace and your reality, it's not as overwhelming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You can just keep yourself going from moment to moment. We have a lot of events, which is kind of a blessing probably for both of us, because it's just we can go grab a hot dog next weekend. We can go see some cool vendors and buy a few things here. And even if we don't buy a damn thing, it's still just window shopping is still
having those conversations with the vendors that you find out you have similar interests, like a movie that you've seen, and like
last night you're like Mars Attacks, the rugs. You're like, and then we spark this whole conversation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I like that. The one thing I was gonna say is, you're right. Binge watching stuff, and even listening. It's kind of bad, but like when it comes to like depression and anxiety, a psychologist that I saw gave me like a list of things. This was like years ago when I had diagnosed with panic attacks.
Yeah.
Was like, you don't listen to sad music. You don't listen to like heavy metal music. You listen to like classical music, jazz, and I do sometimes play that when I'm working because it can get very stressful. I get very anxious. My job, the way we are being so analytical, and we want to complete everything to zero, which is physically impossible, but in this brain here, that doesn't exist. In my world, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So it gets very, it makes me more anxious and stressful. I guess I stress myself out like that. But I love working. I'm a workaholic, but that could be a bad thing. So the one thing I want to say is, if you're sad or depressed and stuff, listen to this heavy metal. Like, I would love to listen to System of a Down, but that can lead to more depression and things like that. So just listen to classical music, jazz, going outside, being with nature, the sun, grass, trees, even things like getting a massage. That's really helpful for mental health. Breathing, breath work is very important. Yoga, doing meditations. I really wish I think we've said this. People, if you do a meditation as little as like a few, like 5 minutes or less, it can help you. Just taking a breath and holding it for 4 counts and then releasing it for 4 counts and doing that a few times changes your chemistry in your brain. So, and you're right. There are people out there who have it good but still battle chemically in their brain with there's like one lady I follow who's like a yoga instructor, and she teaches neurological techniques to get out of depression and anxiety.
Okay.
And she literally had to say, "I'm sorry, guys, I have to take a break. I have to step away because my mental health is not there. And even though everything's fine, I just can't. I'm doom scrolling, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's okay to step away." I almost told you, like, I need a break. I can't record anymore.
We did that for a whole year.
I know, but that was the thing. I don't want to do that, and when we stop for a whole year.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, me personally, the life events I'm going through doesn't require your break. Now, when we took a year break, there was a lot of shit going on. My car catching fire, all the people passing away. Like,
your
we
wedding,
both had
your
people
wedding
passing
stuff,
away, life events. Yeah.
I had a lot of, I was getting medicated, getting myself balanced.
Yeah, health issues. I was going through surgeries and
but
stuff.
But now we enjoy this, what we did, and this is where you can make adjustments in your life. So you don't necessarily have to stop doing things, but we made an adjustment just with what we do here as far as what we talk about.
Yes. Yeah.
We didn't we're not always into the doom and gloom and all the just over the top political stuff. We will when it's necessary, and when something comes up that we feel like it needs to be discussed, but we have fun with it too. We've done Halloween candy episodes and movie episodes, and we do our videos and learning how to do like TikTok stuff and everything like that. So even continuing to do this, it's like we change kind of our approach to it, if you will, to make it to where it doesn't make it worse because we're walking out there saying, "Man, that was more depressed now because of what we just talked about."
Right. I always like that we have venting sessions, whether it be politically driven, because we're allowed to have that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't have anyone to talk to. But I think, I'm not trying to say that we're better at this than other people, but I don't think we're as psychotic as some people are online and podcasts. And I've had to step away from podcast episodes. I really enjoy listening to political commentary sometimes, so I hear different things, but it's getting stressful because of the agenda they have out there, like with all this stuff. So I advise do not listen to that. Go listen to some funny podcasts and stuff like that.
Something,
yeah. Yeah, but even mental health or like health related stuff, like a heart surgeon can learn new stuff. I told the intern, I was like, I really want to learn a different language. And I was like, but with my work schedule, maybe I could start off slow, learning a couple things, and then maybe pay for classes. Maybe go do that because it's like, my mind's always go, go, go. Okay. And that's why I get so exhausted. And even when I sleep, I'm in a different world doing life there, So my dreams are very vivid and it takes me a minute to get out of the dreams, but I think we needed to have this venting session, and we always try to bring up mental health because it's important.
Yeah.
Everyday life.
It's important to release it, like you said, vent it. It's important to share.
And even if we come off as like aggressive or like we're laughing at something that isn't funny, it's a way of venting. Like we literally look at some of these things and we're like, like, what can we do? Well, I'm not trying to laugh. Like some of the serious topics we talk, I'm not trying to laugh, but like nervous system wise, like it's the only way to release.
And a lot of times we're doing that because we're like, well, this is crazy. Why is no one caring?
Exactly. Why is it just? Sometimes it feels it's just us two.
It's like why? Yeah. So I understand, but sometimes an episode like this is necessary because this is who we are. This is real.
It's relatable. I know it's relatable because we go every weekend, hang out with someone, and they relate to our stuff. We've had people that give feedback. People in our TikTok comment, like the stuff we post, people the reactions we get is very. I don't want to say like affirming or comforting, but it's nice to see that yes, that we are not the only ones that feel like this about things.
Because sometimes, like I said, since we changed, we got off, especially me, got off just the fire and brimstone of just politics, and realizing, like you said, it doesn't freaking matter who is sitting in that office. We have to take care of ourselves and enjoy every moment we can because ultimately, whatever they do, whoever it is going to doesn't have our best interest in mind, doesn't care about us, and it's going to destroy everything for us.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who you support. It really does. I had to talk with a guy at work about this because he's young and I say these things like we say it here to him, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I got a question." I was like, "What? Should I even bother voting next time?"
Mm.
And I was like, "It's a great question now, because I don't know anymore." I was like, "But I think I told him that you should do is enjoy every moment that you can. Go out with your friends, spend time with your family. If there's a trip you want to take it. If there's a concert you want to, go to it. Even if it costs you a little bit more and you have to sacrifice something else. Enjoy those moments because that's what life, you're supposed to enjoy it. There's going to be enough that's going to hammer on us, but you have those opportunities. But I mean, work's a reality, so we gotta learn how to manage that. Like, I'm glad I had the last couple of days off because I wouldn't have been able to focus.
Right.
And you know how things are, even in my mundane little stupid job, everything has to be go, 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 dead on perfect. So it's like we're on the verge of Thanksgiving, which is our busy moment. So it's like I'm just, like mentally preparing myself to not give a damn because there's more important things to how many rolls there are on a table.
Yeah.
Because people are out there trying to figure out how they got in their chair and how they, freaking out because they don't remember what they did 2 hours ago.
Right.
And are suffering from real life stuff, and we're worried about how many potato rolls we can hoard and grab and take to our quote Thanksgiving dinner while we complain the whole while about how we hate everything that we're supposed to be thankful for.
Yeah, it's true.
Because everything about this country is terrible.
While
you still live in the greatest country on the planet.
Yeah, my biggest thing is, and someone kind of along the lines was saying, I hope I expressed this correctly. My biggest issue is what we're seeing online and what we see on the news is complete, total bullshit brainwash. We don't have the ability to listen to something and then come up with our own opinion because opinions are bad. You have to read the script. You have to be on one side or the other, and you better follow that script. Because the minute you go, well, I want to ask questions about this and I don't agree with it, you're crazy. You're being paid by a certain country. You're being treason. And I really wish people, I think that's why it bothers me so much with human behavior, because it's not you. This is not you behaving this way. You have learned this or are following someone because you want to be included or you want to be seen, but you're being seen in a bad light, in my eyes. So
yeah, that's why my Facebook posts have been like that. Is I'm getting it all.
I love it though.
I'm getting all out of my system before I stop posting about anything.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
Because remember I commented, I was like, why is no one like even laughing at this? Like, because you have those like one punchlines, like how I am too, and I'm just like, not even like a laugh, or like
they're not allowed.
Someone can even put a emoji of thumbs down, but they don't do it. That's why I think all these comments on like some of these pages, it's all fake because you're telling me you blurted out all this stuff, and yet the average Joe on an influencer's page, but the average Joe is like us. We can't even get a comment of like. I mean, we did one out of the 30-something videos we have. We have one thumbs down on our YouTube, which is great. I think that's great.
Yes, it's fun. That's fine. Hey,
thumbs down.
You listened, and it probably just meant that they didn't agree with whatever we were saying. Yeah, so that's all. Because that's the other thing that I learned and why I'm slowing down is, and why it's fake.
Yeah.
It's because all this name calling, thumbs down, all this phobic top, and insensitive. You're insensitive. It's just, even now, loving and hating the politicians, it's just because they don't believe what you believe.
Yeah.
It's just because they have a different set of views, different set of ideologies. That's all it is. Like right now, as much as I am sick and tired of the guy we have in office because he's changed so much, and it's a whole other topic. It's a whole other. I mean, that train has moved down the station, and I'm like staying in the station because I don't want to be on it anymore. Even though I think the alternative would still be worse.
Oh yeah.
But
I agree with that.
It's all this anger of, and we're turning on each other just because we have a difference of opinion on a topic that we don't necessarily care. Like all my stuff with Stepstein lately on Facebook, it's like you guys don't
really care. You don't really know what you're talking about.
And it's mainly to one person I just can't stand because he's just trying to make himself sound like he mad. I'm advocating for these women. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Can you give me a name?
No.
I bet you they wouldn't. That's what I'm
That's
talking
why
about.
I phrase it the way
it.
That's why I phrase it the way I usually do. As far as you if you guys had any idea what you were talking about, if you would actually, those of us who have actually followed this since the beginning know what's going on. This redacted name is very obvious who it is, and the information's already been done because she said he didn't do anything 8 years ago. And now here you are. Oh, how can you people shut up? You don't care. No, I think one of the Vanessa and I have talked about on our podcast all these predators and all these things, and you didn't say a word.
Yep.
So you don't care,
Yeah.
and it's hard. And to wrap up my little bow of this mental health episode is, it's just when you find yourself getting that angry, because I put that on my post all the time. This much anger and hatred for one man is so unhealthy. The psychiatric world is now, TDS is becoming an actual diagnosable
shut
thing.
up. Are you serious?
They're going to actually have that as a diagnosable condition.
In the manual?
Yes. The anger and hatred for one person is so unhealthy. Just live your life, because everything you're upset about, it doesn't do anything to your day-to-day life.
But it's not even their view.
I know.
They're just following
their algorithms.
The script.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it. You ask a question, they're like, I don't feel, I feel attacked, I don't feel comfortable. What do you mean? So.
Like they said, the people we follow, like, they get ridiculed for just asking questions. And I don't know. So that's with this going on, I've taken a step back from that because I don't have time to fight both battles. But
yeah, I'm over it, to be honest.
We'll pop stuff out from time to time, but more in terms of why you idiots not paying attention. Not necessarily because we take a side or not take a side anymore. Because I don't have a side. I'm getting to points where I had a side, and I realized I was stupid because there's no point in taking a side because they don't care about our side. They don't care if you support them or not. We have to do this together as people, human beings, American society, and take care of each other, because they're not going to take care of us. The more we we'll sit there like baby birds with our mouth open, waiting for them to drop some vomit down our throats. We're just going to end up dying together in that nest.
I think this also contributes to, I'm seeing what we have been wanting to see. The collapse of the government is happening. Both parties. But also religion is collapsing in itself because the amount of predators that they're arresting.
And that new church.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Everything is falling apart, and that affects you, whether you are with it, like you're pro it or not. It affects you because everything you have learned is now coming to an end, and you have to relearn. So, okay, bye. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
So, we hope you enjoyed our little therapy session. It's not even therapy, it's just venting. I guess it's therapy. Whatever.
Just, like I said,
sharing life experiences.
Sharing the struggles we have going on, because it's part of who we are. And this podcast, if anything else, it's just who we are, what we go through. And so people know out there that if you're struggling, because you are struggling, because everyone is, that none of us are alone. All of us are battling. We all have demons. That's why we need to support each other when we can and stop bickering so much.
And the one thing we recommend is go to our Instagram and you'll see our review, but do not get the steak bites from RP.
Yeah.
It was...
I was not entertained.
Mid.
Oh, that's what the kids say.
Yep.
It was not slay.
Oh.
It was more like 5'7".
It wasn't out.
Oh my gosh! Even 6'7" has been ruined
It was
because
not lit.
it was not lit.
Yeah.
It wasn't fire.
No. Yeah.
It was trash. That was trash. But we hope you enjoyed listening to us and can relate. But make sure you go outside, get some sun, and touch grass. Okay, bye!